Good morning. Welcome at the Workplace Ninja Summit recordings. And we have a very special one today because we have Lavanya on here. We're attending the MVP Summit here in Seattle. So luckily I had the opportunity to catch up in person with all the people here. So we will do a special recording. Welcome, Harjit.
Welcome. Thank you.
We're finally back.
Yes, we're finally back. It's good to do these things in person, actually.
Yeah, definitely. It's more convenient and more interactive.
Interactive, intimate.
Yeah, definitely. So we're definitely looking forward to the Workplace Ninja Summit that is held in September in Baden, in Switzerland. But before, we need some attendees to have on the conference.
Talk about it, right?
And that's the reason why I invited Lavanya to this recording.
Who doesn't need any introduction? Everybody knows Lavanya.
I was asked for a short introduction. Can we do that?
Do we need an intro?
Yes, go ahead.
Let's do a short one.
But everybody knows you.
Okay, before I start, welcome to both of them to the Redmond campus, and I'm happy to be doing this recording here with the amazing two rock stars. And a quick introduction about myself. I'm Lavanya Lakshman, and I lead the Copilot efforts and AI efforts within Microsoft Intune team, which is part of the security org. Super excited to be talking to these two gentlemen out here, and can't wait for Ninja.
Yeah, let's do that. And within the Workplace Ninja Summit, but also on the MVP Summit and other conferences as well, what we see in IT, a lot of people are attending. What kind of people? Mostly they're men.
They're men.
They're men.
Right.
And what I would like to ask you is, what can we do? We will come back later on that. What can we do to engage women into IT, into these kind of conferences? But before, how was your journey in IT?
I would say, in general, the journey has been good. But I think the biggest first step is you believing in yourself and saying that you can do it and you can be out there. Even if you have to be with a room full of men and you're the only single woman, you still can do it, because there are amazing supporters and amazing allies like you both out there in that room who really want to see a lot more women as well. Yes. So which is where I would say the first thing is believe in yourself and you can do it, right? Don't hesitate, don't worry, or don't think twice about asking any question, and show up.
And you and I have talked a lot about this topic. We've done many interviews and stuff like that. And I think one of the important things is having a base support starting from the home, right? From your upbringing.
Totally.
Your parents were very supportive and encouraged you, like didn't hold you back because of your gender or things like that.
Right.
And you also have a spouse and things like that, right? That's very supportive. So that is very encouraging. And then you bring that now to work into the industry. And
So actually, just yesterday, Harjit, I was referencing this to Frans, and I told him that when I did the interview with Harjit, this is one of the things that I mentioned, like growing up and having a brother at home, but both of us being treated the same, and neither of us getting any special treatment at home, helped me along the journey, because I really couldn't see how things could be different or how others were being treated much until later in my life, when one of my best friends had a very special treatment at home, not in the best sense, but probably not so much in her favor, right? So which is where I think having the right exposure at the right time also matters, but it is never too late.
Never too late.
And I think my journey kind of only gotten better because I had a great supportive husband. And today with the 13-year-old son, I want to set that example where he sees his mom inspiring so many people.
Absolutely.
I want him to set that as an example for his future life.
And you want him to be an ally too.
Exactly.
You're setting that bound, the encouragement, and you're setting the baseline for him. This is how normal is.
Normal is, exactly.
Right.
this is not an option, right? This is
It's
how
not
the norm should
right,
be.
right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is the first thing that is needed is that there is a home base that is sufficient and that's supporting. But what about when you're at work, when you're in your work environment? How important is mentorship or sponsorship within the company, within others? How important is that?
Oh, that's a fantastic question because I have always believed in the power of mentorship. Doesn't matter if you're playing the role of a mentor or a mentee. I think that's an important step because you are trying to build network outside of your regular project deliverables, which is so important. And a lot of my allyship comes from the whole networking that I have established. It also helps build credibility along the way, right? Like people see you in action, they understand what you're doing. And trust me, outside of the first few minutes of introduction of a man versus a woman, everything else beyond that is exactly all focused on the skill sets and the value you bring to the table. It is not so much about gender, which is where I feel super proud working for Microsoft because not once in my past 7 years of tenure here at Microsoft, I have ever once felt that, oh my God, wish I was a man. I have never felt that, right? Because for my gender, one, I have been respected, and I have been well accepted in different forums, different meetings, different engagement, and that is the biggest motivation. And I'm also very excited for the summer because I'm having an intern, and who's a woman, and I am so impressed with her background. And she was telling me she saw some of the videos that I had recorded previously with you and also with you, Frans. So it was very inspiring. She said they were such amazing videos, and
those videos help.
Totally.
Because you are speaking truly, authentically, right? And they can see that. Not only that they see you doing those things, but they also see you in action, right? You're delivering sessions and things like that, and mentoring, whether it's internal at Microsoft, you are in various meetings and things like that. They see how you're interacting, like, wow, she can do it, I can do it, and I just need her support, like give me the guidance, kind of a thing.
And it's awesome to get that feedback because if you are creating stuff like this, you hope that people are watching and listening to all this kind of things. But if that helps people to make the next step, then we have the job done well, so to say.
Frans, if you don't mind, I want to quote one of the examples from the last year's MEM Summit. So I was delivering a session, and I can't remember who I was delivering with. So there were about 2 or 3 women in the audience. One of them, when I was delivering the session, I could evidently see she had a question, but she waited till the end of the presentation. And after everybody left, she walked up to me and she said, I have a question. And that was the moment I took and I answered her question. But at the end, I told her, I would really encourage you to ask that question when others are in the room. And she said she felt very intimidated with so many men in the room. I said, it's okay. And I said, no question is a dumb question, right? Not asking that in that moment may end up people trying to build a perception about you. Don't hold back. Ask that question. And you won't believe, I ended up doing a subsequent session in that same summit. And she was there, and during the session, she asked me the question, which I felt was a great moment of pride for me because I was able to influence, I was able to help build that courage, and she didn't hold back on asking that question.
And she did it once, she's going to do it again. She's going to do it again.
Exactly.
You already set the
And she said,
foundation.
Now that I've seen you presenting in the summit, next year I feel encouraged to register myself as a speaker. I am like, wow, that's an achievement.
That's good. To add on that, are there any other recommendations for women that want to attend events like Workplace Ninja Summit, MEM Summit, or whatever, including collaborating and helping within the community.
Yeah. What I think has been super helpful is because social media is one of the ways to outreach and convey the message. So what you both are doing here with this recording is a great start, right? Where you're not only tagging women leaders, but also kind of interviewing women leaders. We are talking to them. This is one of our ways to encourage them to come attend the session.
Right.
I think this is a great start. More such blog posts, more such events where they see us live in action, right? Because I'm actually going to be speaking at the MEM Summit, and they did a quick video snip from last year,
Yes.
where what I didn't realize is when I was presenting, they have taken snips, and they actually built a beautiful video, and it was a great compilation from last year. But they've seen in action, so it is not just you're just telling them, "Oh, come attend," but they're also seeing different speakers. Doesn't matter what the gender is, right? I think it's an encouragement, and wanting more of them to come show up is a great sign.
Yep,
absolutely. The way I have been dealing with in this space is that when I go to events and stuff, and I keep an eye out, I'm looking, my eyes are wandering, and I'll listen to conversations, where there'll be one woman with a bunch of guys and stuff, and I've done this before where I'll go up and I'll say, "Hey, can I talk to you? I know you are very smart. Like I can hear the conversations. You know what you're talking about. Would you like to be a speaker? Like, I would. Oh, I'm not sure. Things like that. I'm like, no, listen. There's this event coming up. Event X or Z or whatever it is. Work with me. Send me your proposals of 7 or 8 sessions you think and I will tell you what is good or not, and then we can both do it together. It's your session. Put my name on it. Kind of a thing, and we'll work on it together and stuff." They're like, "Oh, really?" And I would like to be your mentor. I like to help you. Yep. And I've done that with a few, and they get selected. But then they get paired up with other people, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, no, that was the whole
idea.
Idea.
Give you the first step, and then do your thing. Yeah.
And after that, the world is the oyster, right?
Yeah.
They need that.
Yeah, that
support.
first step is so important.
Yeah.
Like, don't hesitate. Just take that first step.
Yeah.
Make it happen. And there are a lot of people like you both who are there as allies wanting to support. And I think once you just step in there, the opportunities are countless, right?
Yeah.
So
One of my last questions are there any suggestions from you to community leaders, like we try to be, to engage more diversity in the community, in the engagement of participants or whatever? Are there any suggestions from you?
I think 2 important suggestions, right? If you can do a networking, I don't know if you remember, Harjit, last year at MMS, we had done a breakfast with women leaders.
Yes.
And we said it's open to everybody.
Yes.
That's how the whole title was. You won't believe, Frans, there were a lot of women leaders who showed up because it was a networking breakfast for women, and there were so many men who showed up to show support. And I think that makes a big difference, right? Because it is outside of the 4 walls of the conference room. It's outside the 4 walls of the presentation, and an opportunity to network. Once that warm-up happens and once that initial fear goes away, then I think the representation or folks showing up is only going to go up. So which is where my ask to you both would be, anytime you're working with organizers for these various summits, please ask them to set up these pre-day breakfast or lunch or even a coffee session, right? It makes a big difference, and encourage more men to attend, show up, and show their support. I think that's a strong community we are building.
Yeah, that is really good, because it also shows, a room full of women that, oh, that's my ally, that's my ally, that's my ally, that's my safety net or whatever, or I can go, because otherwise it's a sea of men, right? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, who do you go approach? Do I go to talk to this guy, Frans? I don't know who he is,
Right.
whatever. But you are in that space with them, you're like, I'm one of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
know.
not siloing, but
Yeah.
it's making it do a specific thing, not siloing, but engage everyone.
Yeah.
And again, in a room full of men, even if I know 3 or 4 of them, it helps with the initial warm up, and then they kind of help with more introductions,
Yeah.
which makes a big difference along the way, and it kind of only helps build the network and makes it stronger. It's not like men are intentionally wanting to just group amongst
Right.
themselves, right? Sometimes it's like it's just a side outcome of a lot of them being there. They just end up huddling with each other. It's not like they're intentionally trying to silo anybody. So which is where this is a great way to break the barrier.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
nice.
This is great.
So we have some tasks to do
Yes.
for the next conferences that are coming up.
Call to action.
That's what it is.
I like it. I give you some action items to work on.
Yeah, and even that we had already a meeting yesterday, and my bullet list is already growing and growing. So yeah, we have a lot of things, and even that in person, have that collaboration and to make some minds together with some new thinking,
it's
whatever.
people like us who encourages and event organizers on the right approach and how to do the event in a more inclusive, diverse way.
Totally.
So.
And if I can add one thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is what I want to say. It's not lost on me, it's not lost on a lot of my peers, where we really appreciate individuals like you both, where during a summit you're taking time off, not attending a session, trying to do this recording so that a lot more people see this and show up. So thank you for doing this, because this means a lot. And for me, what I'm doing is the easier part, coming and talking to you both. What you're doing is a lot more hard work behind the scenes, because you're compiling this, posting it out there, getting folks to show up.
Yeah.
That's a harder work. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. The unsung heroes.
I love that. I love that feedback. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So to close up a bit, I think we have work to do. We have some call to actions. I will thank you for this recording, and hopefully if you are watching this, thumbs up, like and subscribe always, and
follow Lavanya on LinkedIn, find her.
Definitely, and attend the Workplace Ninja Summit. And even if you have some issues, please contact us, and we definitely can help you the way around to be there. So I say, we will meet each other after this week in September, probably.
Yes.
Maybe in the MEM Summit in Paris, but that will be earlier this year. That is before summer, I guess.
Yes.
And then we're moving into summer, and after summer we have a great event in Switzerland.
And we'll do more recordings in Switzerland.
Definitely.
Love it.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And again, to all you women leaders out there, doesn't matter what role, what title you hold, if you have a topic, if you have the intent to want to grow in your career, show up, build network, this is the right opportunity. Workplace Ninja is such a warm, welcoming summit. I have really enjoyed it last year. It was my first time, so it's not like I have a lot of experience, but it has been an amazing summit where I learned so much, and the amount of memories I made in that summit has been countless. So do take time, do register, and there are amazing people whom you can reach out to if you have more questions. With that, thank you again for having me on the show.
Nothing to add. Bye.
Cheers.